On a lonely hill in the small town of Junee, New South Wales, stands a mansion that has outlived its owners, its caretakers, and perhaps even its guests. By day, Monte Cristo Homestead is a postcard image of colonial wealth. By night, it's a place where history refuses to die. The air turns cold, lights flicker in empty rooms, shadows gather in corners where no one should be standing. And if you listen closely, you might hear a woman's voice whispering your name, though no one has spoken it in decades. This is the real story of Monte Cristo Homestead, Australia's most haunted house. The story begins in 1884 when wealthy grazier Christopher Crawley built the grand two-story home for his family. It was meant to be a legacy, a symbol of fortune and status, but behind the polished walls, tragedy seeped in early. Servants whispered of strange accidents. Guests spoke of an unsettling heaviness in certain rooms, and locals avoided the place entirely after dark. When Christopher died suddenly in 1910 from blood poisoning, his widow Elizabeth sealed herself inside. Dressed in black mourning clothes, she rarely left, only appearing on the upstairs balcony to address visitors below. To some, she was a grieving widow. To others, a cold, unblinking figure whose presence seemed to command the very shadows. Monte Cristo's history reads like a roll call of the dead. The maid. She fell from the second-story balcony in a fatal plunge. Some say it was an accident. Others whisper that she was pushed. Visitors still claim to see a shadow tumbling from the railing before vanishing into thin air. The stable boy. His straw bed caught fire in the night. He was found burned beyond recognition, the smell of smoke lingering for days. To this day, guests in the stables report sudden heat against their skin and the faint crackle of flames that aren't there. The chained servant. In the 1960s, police discovered Harold, a man with severe disabilities, chained in the caretaker's cottage, where he had been kept for decades. His spirit is said to linger. People hear chains rattling when no wind blows. The child on the stairs. A young boy was killed on the staircase, his neck broken in a fall. Now, some visitors feel a small, cold hand tugging at theirs, as if asking for help. In 1963, Reg and Olive Ryan bought the abandoned mansion, hoping to restore its former glory. They expected dust, decay, and hard work. What they didn't expect was company. From their very first night, the Ryans heard footsteps pacing upstairs in rooms that had no floorboards. Doors slammed in still air. Their pets refused to enter certain parts of the house. Olive began seeing a woman in black, always watching from the top of the stairs. Reg swore he could hear heavy boots pacing the balcony above him when he was alone. They started offering tours, and soon, guests were reporting their own encounters. Ghost hunters and curious tourists continue to flock to Monte Cristo, but many leave shaken. A visiting psychic claimed she felt invisible hands around her throat in the main hallway. Later, research revealed an old rumor of a man strangled there during the Crawley era. Overnight guests have woken to find a figure standing at the foot of their bed, its features hidden in shadow until it fades. Temperature drops so sharp they leave breath hanging in the air, even in the height of summer. Some refuse to talk about their experiences at all. Paranormal experts believe Monte Cristo holds a perfect storm of haunting ingredients. Violent deaths, emotional suffering, decades of isolation, stone and timber that record events like a living memory. It's said that the house doesn't just hold spirits, it remembers the pain, replaying it endlessly for anyone who steps inside. Today, Monte Cristo is open for tours and overnight stays. The owners warn guests. You may hear voices when the house is empty. You may see faces in the upstairs windows when no one is there. And sometimes the house chooses who gets to leave. Those who make it through the night often say the same thing. It felt like something was waiting for me to fall asleep. Monte Cristo Homestead is more than just bricks and mortar. It's a living archive of fear. Every creak, every shadow, every whisper in the dark could be another piece of its history replaying before your eyes. Would you spend the night? Tell me in the comments. And remember, some houses never forget their pain and suffering from the past. Before you go, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life horror stories and haunted locations from around the world. Until next time, sleep well.